Alright, so welcome back to our PRB home tours. Today I'm in the East, D15. 很 unique 的一个 unit 哦。4 minutes walk, new Tanjong Katong MRT station on the Thomson-East Coast Line. Close to 90% of the properties right here are populated with private properties. All these are loose furnitures, everything can be removed. This is at $1,850 per square foot. 好处是你 park 车就可以直接走进来了。Ground floor lovers, I think you're gonna love this particular project because this is one of the freehold plots. Of course, by the time I walk here, our team has already flushed this patio space with artificial turf, and we love ground floor units because they are as rare as penthouses. One of the key things about ground floor is that in every single stack, there are only one ground floor and one penthouse. And of course, not all stacks have its own singular penthouse. For example, in one Amber, the penthouses at the top are extremely huge. And this ground floor at 1324 square feet is one of the rare ones out of the 4 stacks available. Because in one Amber, predominantly is made out of 3 and 4 bedrooms of a larger density. If you're hunting for something that's less than $1,900 per square feet, this might be very suitable for you, especially if you're a freehold lover. I'm going to talk firstly about what you can do with ground floor patio space here. So the main function of patio spaces is that firstly, this feels a little bit like a mini landed home. You can just walk out here and you can walk straight on to the side gate, which links to the open parking right on level 1, so you can just park a vehicle, come back home. So this stack also is very near to the entrance zoning. So once you head out from one Amber main entrance, you walk towards that direction that I'm pointing. 4 minutes walk, new Tanjong Katong MRT station on the Thomson-East Coast Line. After you flush your artificial turf, I think the next thing that I would do is to flush this portion here with a whole strip of potted plants to raise up your internal natural canopy up to about this area, so you can give it a little bit more like a natural privacy screen right here. And I think this space here is perfect for outdoor dining set that can go up to about 6-seater. There is also a bonus space at the back. So the back patio space has 2 openings. One is from the front, which is very close to the main door. One is actually your backyard door, so you have like your own backyard space that you can use it as an extra laundry space, or you can just utilize it as an outdoor area. Of course, if you want to do BBQ, I think that is possible if you can use those kind of newer versions that absorbs the fume so that it doesn't float into your neighbor's space. So you have 2 different patio space that I would definitely flush them with artificial turf if, let's say, I would have owned this unit, because I think it just brings out so much more greenery into the entire space. You have top-down panels, and I just love the fact that there's a lot of ventilation with those home shelter for your storage needs. This is the bay where your washer comes dry at the top. So let's talk about one Amber, one of the rare plots of freehold. Originally, this was a mega project. After it was being en bloc, it was being constructed into 2 developments, the S-Star as well as one Amber. One Amber is closer on to Tanjong Katong MRT station. If you were to head on towards the right-hand side, which is Marine Parade Central, that MRT station will be the central hub, which is also very close to the circular road along Amber Road, which is served by this project, Silver Sea and Côte d'Azur. Right across us is the Shaw Residences, which is also a nice project. Later, I'm going to talk more about the pricing. Close to 90% of the properties right here are populated with private properties, namely landed homes, boutique projects, and high-rise seafront facing condos that are either 99s or freehold. So first one will be the boutique developments along the landed zones. These are projects that are ranged between 10 over units to about maybe 100 units right here. Low-rise 5 levels. So the second version will be the high-rise 99s project, and usually you can find them along the seafront facing, for example, Côte d'Azur, Silver Sea. The third version will be what we call the resale freehold high-rise condos, for example, like the S-Star, one Amber, as well as the Sea View. The final version will be what I call the new launches 99ers projects right here, which are the high-rise versions as well. For example, like Grand Diamond as well as Tembusu Grand. If you lay these 4 different types of projects side by side and you try to make a comparison, for example, if you look at Grand Diamond, this is a 1008 unit development sitting on a land plot of about 20 over 1,000 square meters. It's launched between $2,003 all the way to $2,600-700 per square foot. So averagely, depending on the size, density compared to one Amber, this is 23,000 square meters, but there's only 562 units. PSF for this unit is 1,850 per square foot. So there's a difference of about $1,000 from Grand Diamond. In terms of density balance, it's perfect. You have a huge land right here at one Amber, 2 tennis courts, and the gym as well. There's only 4 towers, 562 units. You get lots of greenery and lawn space to walk around with. Meantime, have a look at the floor plan. So the moment you take over this home, there are a lot of loose furnitures right here. Of course, you do see a bit of carpentry work here and there. Let's just imagine if this whole place is vacant. And what can we do with it? The moment you walk in, this is like a bonus area that you can walk towards that side aisle of your back patio. You flush with artificial turf. This is a perfect place to put in like a bench that is mounted on the wall. This wall right here for additional storage of your cutleries and your kitchen utensils. You can tag away this entire thing, or you can maintain this thing. Whether you want to put in an L corner mounted dining bench, or you want to utilize this wall space for a longish version. 6 to 8 seater long table here, and this will serve as a primary dining space, which is extremely beautiful. Remove all these movable furnitures and just keep this wall with a nice artwork. Flooring wise, I think the marble is still in good condition. You can just give it a nice shine. If not, you can overlay with vinyl. So if I were to come to the living area, all these are loose furnitures. Everything can be removed. Only mounting carpentry is this one. Put in a nice 3-seater. I don't think you even need a TV console. You can just keep everything flat, mount in like a 75-inch right here. I think that will do. And then of course have a nice coffee table. And then leave the walkway clean. Common room, good size. 3-panel wardrobe is already here. This can easily fit in a single or super single. External walkway into your patio space. I don't think you have to worry. It's very close to the security entrance. I think one good thing is that firstly, you don't have to walk too far to the main gate. Secondly is that once you do up the natural canopy within your patio space, having that greenery with all the potted plants, I think privacy is taken care of. You can also pull down your blinds, and I think that will easily solve the privacy that you are thinking of. And then if you want to move over, you have a common bathroom right here. When you come to the master is huge. 4-panel wardrobe. Currently it's a queen bed tucked in the corner. If you want to move it to the center, you can put in 2 side tables. Similarly, you can walk out to your patio space. You have to remove everything. I think it's a nice space for you to work with because you don't have to do too much hacking. In terms of renovation costing, I think if you were to bring in your nice furnitures and then you do up the flooring with vinyl, repaint the whole place, maybe change the ACs, and then do up that fixture in terms of a sitting dining space, I think all in, probably in the range of about 60 to 80,000. That should be able to serve the job. Over here, you have a nice ensuite. So it's a nice 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,324 square feet. Right upstairs, the 2-bedder's neighbor, they're at about 900 plus square feet. So you can easily segregate your patio space to be about 300 odd square feet thereabout. In recent years, after COVID, a lot of people, they want extra space. If you look at transactions for one Amber, the average transactions right here is about 2,000 to 2,100 odd PSF already. This is at $1,850 per square foot. Almost quite similar to any other unit that comes with a balcony and not a patio. Have you looked at the latest URA master plan, which is a Long Island plan, as well as what's happening in Tanjong Road. Tanjong Road, there's 3 new plots coming up. PSF is definitely going to be high. After Long Island is done, probably 20 years, I'm not sure. But naturally, the movement for PSF is always going upwards because of the popularity of the transactions right here. Coming back to the 4 different types of properties. If we were to take a look at PSF performance, Shaw Residences, Silver Sea, Côte d'Azur, their PSF and Quantum for 2-beders doing very well. At least $2 million to get something there. If you go for new launches, you can get something in the range of about 1.9, maybe 2 as well, depending on the size and level and stack. But PSF definitely between 2.4 to 2.8. And then you come to this, which is 2.45, Quantum a little bit higher, but PSF is the main advantage. So let me introduce you this framework called the PACER framework. This is a 6-year framework. Now, if you're contemplating between getting maybe like Grand Diamond, for example, new launch, 1.9 or $2 million at 600 plus 700 square feet, 2-bed, 2-bath. Very likely, they will TOP in 2027. Let's say averagely you're getting about 2.526 PSF. Naturally, all the owners will want to mark up by $300 per square foot for them to make sense to exit. Rationale is because $300 multiplied by 600 plus square feet, that's about $200,000 in terms of quantum gain. That will only make sense for them to do that if there's at least a $300 or $400 PSF increment, because you have less of your buyer stamp duty or your interest payment and stuff like that. Which means that the asking price in 2027 is going to be $2,900 to $3,000 PSF. If let's say you're contemplating to take that move, these 3 years, let's assume you need to rent, alright? That's one move. And then when you collect your keys, you move in. But if you were to try to sell at $2,900 or $3,000, 2027, I'm not sure whether the market in D53 can absorb this price, but assuming it can, you might be one of the lucky ones to exit. Assuming it takes a bit of time to sell at 2030 for probably $3,000 PSF. Second choice is that you get this unit at 1 Amber. You go in now at 2024, 2.45 million, 1850 PSF. 3 years later, you can choose to sell, or you can continue to stay all the way until 6 years later at 2030, even if you want to sell at 2003, 2004. I think the difference is still very huge in terms of PSF because you are trying to enter at a disparity gap right here. The key advantage is that once you buy this unit, 3 months later you can move in, you can stay for 6 years, you still have the same outcome. And what we call a PACER framework is that be with the pack but don't be the first. Let the first person run first but you overtake towards the end. I think this unit is positioned as a PACER, it's freehold, it's good to hold. Alright, so if you want to have a look at this place, give a call to our listing managers, Yong Jun as well as Jeremy. They'll be very happy to make an appointment for you. And of course, once again, thank you for staying tuned with our PropertyLimBrothers home tour series. My name is Melvin Lim, PropertyLimBrothers. As always, happy to show the place. Take care. 对，吓死人！这边的自己，你们在干什么？可以下来哈。可以了，谢谢。我们开始吧。Okay, so 可以开始 record 啊。Alright, welcome back to our PLB not land. Okay, space here I think is